Well, it's been a long time. Hey, what's up, guys? C here, and the return of USBC Wrestling begins now. But the first video will be a review of this year's Extreme Rules 2018, if you're watching at a different time. It was the latest pay-per-view that's taken place on July 15th. I'm recording this almost like a week and a half later. It's July 26th. It's actually 11:40, so it's almost July 27th. But hey, better late than never. Alrighty. The first thing I'd like to go over would be the matches on the pre-show. I don't know if I'll continuously do the pre-show, but I think I will. Probably. The first thing I need to say is, why is Booker T on the pre-show? He honestly should be on the main thing. He should be one of the SmackDown commentators. I like Tom and Byron, but Booker T's way better. He just is. Shows way more enthusiasm, and well, he's just better. Alright. Let's see, on the pre-show, the first match was between the debuting Andrade Cien Almas, accompanied by some lady I don't know, Zelina Vega. I have not watched NXT in a long time, so I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. And he faced Sin Cara, and I didn't watch the pre-show too, I wasn't completely paying attention, but I do know kind of what happened, who won and all that. I have to say, good match. Considering the length, it was alright. Decently long, but not extreme level. I kind of wish they'd given Andrade someone a little bit better, or a little bit higher profile than Sin Cara to work with, but meh. Good enough. He won, so I'm glad he won I believe his debut pay-per-view. If you don't count the ones when he was still at NXT, the Royal Rumble. So good match. I will rate that one. Okay, first of all, if you don't know how my rating system works, I rate things about out of 10. Unlike B, who in his movie reviews does A+ to F, I do out of 10. And I would give this one a solid 5. Alright, up next we had Sanity. This is also the pay-per-view debut for Sanity, who consists of Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. And they went up against New Day. I don't think it was for a title. No, it wasn't. But it wasn't a tables match. And it was pretty good. I mean, it's a good debut. Again, Sanity won their debut match. Then they were buried the next night. Good job, WWE. And, I mean, the match was pretty good. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Alright, up next, we have the team of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I'm trying to think if they have a name. I don't think so, but they defended their Raw tag titles against the B team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, and I am very happy with the fact the B team won. Now, I like Bray and Matt. I like them a lot. They are some of my favorite superstars, but to see someone who went from NXT champion to glorified jobber like Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel did. Well, I mean, Curtis Axel wasn't the NXT champion at any point, but he was decent in the ring. He went from a Paul Heyman guy to nothing immediately. Just two guys who deserved way better than what they got. And I'm very happy that they are now, since they left The Miz, they've gotten a lot better. in terms of like WWE treating them better, because now they are the Raw Tag Team Champions. So good job to them. I'm gonna give that match. This was a good match. It was not that heavy in length, so I'm gonna give it a 6 as well. Alright, next match was Finn Balor versus Corbin, or Constable Baron Corbin, which is really stupid. The new Baron Corbin, I'm just gonna flat out say, is way worse than the old Baron Corbin. Why'd they shave his head? Why'd they make him basically an authority figure? Sometimes that works out, sometimes that does not. He has not been really in this position long enough for me to really say, but he seems fine on Raw, but I don't know why he changed. I'm sure there was a reason for it, but hey, match was solid. Kind of wish it didn't end with a small package, like a roll-up. I'd rather it have ended like with the coup de grace or the 1916. But hey, solid match, 6.5. Alright, next was Carmella defended it against Asuka. I think I said her name wrong. Asuka. Sorry, my accent's pulling through. My northeastern accent. Carmella defended against Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship, with James Ellsworth suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Man, shark cages, they're stupid. In the Chris Jericho one and in this one, it really didn't. Why? Why did they, after the Chris Jericho thing, which I don't know how that went over. I don't know if people liked it. I thought it was meh at best. I didn't really like the shark cage. I thought it was kind of stupid, especially because all that happened was Chris Jericho slipped Kevin Owens a weapon, and James Ellsworth basically just escaped immediately. And it also basically, like, the whole shark cage thing kind of ended as being a huge part of the match. Like, I know it's like the stipulation, of course it's a huge part of the match, but it shouldn't help with the ending. It should honestly, the point of the shark cage is to keep a certain person out, which means it should be kind of forgotten that it's there. The whole point is to make sure that someone doesn't sneak into the match, which means like the whole point is for it to like basically not be there, which means you shouldn't really be paying attention to it. But when both encounters that include it have it basically have the person in it or the shark cage itself, like this one, basically give the person the victory, it kind of negates the whole point. But yeah, I mean, it was fine, but I don't really like how it ended, so you get a 4.5. Right. Next, we have Jeff Hardy defending the U.S. title against Shinsuke Nakamura. I will be honest, Jeff Hardy is my favorite wrestler of all time. I started liking him in the last few years, like a year or two before he returned. I haven't watched him in TNA during the whole Broken Hardy thing. He's pretty good. I always liked his in-match like high risk, high reward like style. I always liked that. He was always a watching back. I watched when he won the title in Armageddon in 2008. I'll admit, I was pretty happy watching it. I can understand why the crowd went insane. But hey. Anyway, right before the match, Nakamura gave Hardy a low blow, and that pretty much meant this was over. Once the referee decided that Hardy could compete, Nakamura hit his finisher, the Kinshasa. If I said that wrong, I apologize. And won the title in 6 seconds. That is embarrassing. That a title match lasted 6 seconds. I don't care that it's the U.S. title. It's not like a main title. It's not a world title. I do not care. it is a championship match with two pretty high-profile competitors. Now, I know, I do admit that it was a good idea to keep Shinsuke heel, like get him not, like make him basically cowardly escape out of the match and possibly losing by just giving a low blow and then his finisher to end it quick to make sure that one, he stays heel, and two, he stays good for whoever he challenges, for like whoever he starts fighting. Because after the match, Randy Orton appeared, had a stare down with him, and then attacked Jeff Hardy with a low blow. So I feel like Nakamura and Orton are gonna have a thing going, but I don't know. Anyway, next match, Braun Strowman faced Kevin Owens in a steel cage. And, oh wait, that's right. The Jeff Hardy Shinsuke Nakamura match 3, just because it was way too short. And it was good for like storytelling, but the match itself was terrible. Anyway, here, the Kevin Owens vs. Braun Strowman in a steel cage. What Owens did was pretty smart, handcuffing Strowman to the ring rope. That was pretty smart, but it didn't work because when he actually tried to escape the cage, Strowman broke right through his handcuffs. And Owens climbed the cage, and Strowman chased him right up the cage and performed a chokeslam right off the top through an announce table. And even though that happened, Owens technically touched the floor first, so he won. And then right after, the medics took out Owens on a stretcher, so that's something. But the match was, again, length. There was not that many high length matches in this pay-per-view. The majority of them time in from like, and I'm counting the pre-show in this, between like 7 and 10 minutes. None of them too long until you get to the end. And then there's the two that's 5 minutes and 6 seconds, so. Anyway, the Kevin Owens match slash Braun Strowman match, I'm going to rate a solid 7.5. Alright. The next match was between the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, or just Harper and Rowan. I believe defending their title against Team Hell No, which is Daniel Bryan and Kane. Due to an earlier encounter, which basically Harper and Rowan injured Kane's ankle, and which means that Bryan competed alone for a lot of the match. But in the end, Kane appeared and performed the chokeslam on both the Bludgeon Brothers. But Rowan and Harper performed their finisher. I think it's their finisher. I don't know. On Daniel Bryan to retain. But hey, they retained. Solid match. Same basically time as any of the other matches during the whole thing. So I'm going to rate it a solid 6.5. But hey, I don't know why Kane's back, considering he hasn't been elected yet. The elections have not occurred. But hey, he can do whatever he wants, I guess. Alright. Next match was one of the main events, because WWE decided that the last match isn't the only main event now, for some reason. But Roman Reigns faced Bobby Lashley in a singles. It was good. The length was good, almost 15 minutes. So they're actually getting into good time now. Some bunch of near falls. Lashley put Reigns to it over in the announce table. Lashley doing his dive off the top rope and then getting hit by a Superman punch was good. And I do appreciate the end, which is Reigns went for his spear, and then Lashley landed a spear of his own and pinned him 1, 2, 3. I do appreciate the spear counter into another spear, so solid time, solid match. I'm sure the crowd just loved that, just loved it so much. And well, I'm gonna rate that a 7.5. Alright, next. Alexa Bliss defended the Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax, and they were both accompanied by a different wrestler. Alexa Bliss was accompanied by Mickie James, and Nia was accompanied by Natalya in an Extreme Rules match after Alexa Bliss cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on Nia at the last pay-per-view right after she got it, which I have to say, a lot better than the Money in the Bank match for the women last year. Oh boy, last year. Right. During the match, the two accompany wrestlers attacked each other, only for Bliss and James to throw Natalya into the barricade. Ronda Rousey jumped in from the front row, so that was something. That was pretty good. Jumped the barricade, attacked James, and performed a twisting Samoan drop. I don't know what that is, but considering I watched the pay-per-view, I kind of know what it is. Looked cool. After that, Rousey chased Bliss, only for Mickie James to get up and hit her with a kendo stick. And then Nia Jax attempted a Samoa drop. Both Bliss and Mickie James struck Jax with chairs. In the end, Bliss performed a DDT on Jax on the chair. She hit her with the DDT right on that chair to retain. Kinda wish that Nia Jax got more time in the spotlight, but I'm sure she'll be back. That's probably going to be a feud for a while. And then, in the match right before the main event, AJ Styles defended the WWE Championship against Rusev. I mean, is Rusev the reason this was not the main event? Be honest. The WWE Championship is not the main event because the Intercontinental Championship is. Yes. Anyway, Rusev was accompanied by Aiden English, of course, because it's Rusev Day. Alright. Anyway, AJ at some point in the match applied the calf crusher, but English was pretty smart and pushed the ring rope right towards both of them so Rusev could grab the rope and break up the hold. After that, AJ Styles chased Aiden, which allowed Rusev to get a belly-to-belly suplex onto the floor. Rusev did a Machka kick for a near fall. Rusev applied the accolade, only for Styles to touch the ring rope, which I'm surprised Aiden English didn't pull away. Probably Aiden English exposed the turnbuckle, or Rusev did, or probably one of them, I'm sure. Rusev hit it in the face, and then Styles performed his little 450 splash, which was pretty cool to watch. Also for a near fall, so there was quite a few near falls during the match. And then, to make sure Aiden English was down, we got a baseball slide, and then a phenomenal forearm to retain the title. I know it's the world title, but give Rusev something. Please. Give him some kind of, championship. I mean, has he even had a title since his U.S. title back in 2015? I need to look that up now. Give me a moment. Rusev. Alright, let's see here. He won the U.S. Championship 2 times. Alright. So, I mean, does that mean that he had the title only once? Well, obviously it means he had the title more than once, but when did he gain the title back? Alright, well. Rusev at least won a title after his U.S. title apparently. So, good job on him. Moving on, the final match of the night, the main event, we had Seth Rollins taking on Dolph Ziggler in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Also, Ziggler was accompanied by Drew McIntyre. Welcome back. He should have been great. The two of them really should have got more over than they did. I mean, Dolph got some world titles. Drew didn't. Drew got like the Intercontinental Championship, and that's it. But now he seems to be in a way better place. Towards the end of the night, or towards the end of the match, it was tied 4-4, and Rollins got a super kick and a curb stomp on Ziggler, and almost won, but the time limit expired, and it ended in a draw, and it seemed that Ziggler would win. But Kurt Angle came out and restarted it under sudden death overtime. So McIntyre appeared, distracted Rollins, and Ziggler hit a zigzag to win and retain the title to finish the night. Okay, I'm pretty sure I didn't give a rating for Alexa Bliss's match, AJ's match, or Ziggler's match, obviously. All right, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, 6.5. AJ Styles versus Rusev, 7.5. And Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins, 8.25. Yeah, 8.25. Overall, the pay-per-view was very solid. It was a very good kind of bridge to SummerSlam. And probably tomorrow or Sunday, I'm going to, sorry for the shaky cam, I'm going to do some reviews on a couple of SummerSlams over the years. And I might do one of the original, just to see how it holds up. The original 1988 SummerSlam. Just to see how it does. Oh boy. I don't know how it would do, but it might be alright. But anyway, it is... How long has this been? It's been over 20 minutes. This was not planned to be 20 minutes long, but... Nah, well. I mean, I guess it's kind of a welcome back, and, well, might as well make that some good length. Alright, well, that's the end of my... Oh, wait, overall, that's right. I have to do the overall Extreme Rules pay-per-view rating. Considering there was only one Extreme Rules match, although there was some neat stipulations, like, tables match, there was the short cage match, which I think is stupid, steel cage, Extreme Rules, there was at least one of those, and an Iron Man match, so that plays into the score that they actually went extreme for the most part. They had quite a few singles matches, though. Like just basic singles matches. They had 1, 2, technically 3, technically 4, 5, 6 matches out of 12. That's only half, but basically the only the singles matches was AJ Styles singles, Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns singles. I'm not counting the ones that are like stipulations, so like the main event and the steel cage match. They were singles matches, obviously, but they had stipulations in them that were important. So technically, the U.S. title match was a singles match because even though it lasted 6 seconds, it was still a match. The Carmella versus Asuka match, I'm going to count as a singles match because the shark cage was not that important. It wasn't important enough to warrant it not a singles match. Finn Balor versus Constable Corbin was singles. And the beginning in the pre-show, Andrade versus Sin Cara was a singles. But hey, other than that, pretty good. We got some solid tag team matches. We had 1, 2, 3 tag matches. Each for either a title or the tables match. But overall, I'm wasting time here. I don't know why. I've already made this long enough. We're about at 25 minutes now. Oh God. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna rate this pay-per-view out of 10. I'm gonna go with the theme basically for the rest of the pay-per-view. Solid like 6.5. Or if you do stars, it would be, I believe, 3 stars would be 6, so 3.25 stars. But yeah, that would be my rating for Extreme Rules as a whole. So if you enjoyed and you are as happy as I am that I am back on wrestling, leave a like, leave a comment, saying what SummerSlam I should review other than the original. And I will see you guys very soon. This is a promise. I swear. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye-bye.